right. Thank you for tuning in to Words of Wisdom Wednesdays. My name is Michelle.
I'm Sia&Michelle.
Yeah. So today we're discussing something completely disgusting. Sorry, I was going over my notes and a lot of it just actually disgusted me. But we'll dive into that in a moment here.
Yes, we're talking about health.
Yes,
chemicals. And what you should know, or people say they already do know, but then why is it still prevalent? Like, why?
I think it's more of just like a Northwestern mentality. Yeah,
it is. Okay, so I want to talk about something that for me is quite personal. Well, it's not personal, but actually, you know what? Deodorant. Okay, so the reason we're starting with deodorant, because at the end of this, I haven't told Michelle, but Michelle, would you like to make our own deodorant? I found a recipe.
Okay.
And we can take pictures and post it on our website
and
social media and then show people how to do it.
Yep.
So I'll do a quick breakdown about deodorant and then I don't know if that'll lead into anything you have that you want to discuss, but it has to do with chemicals.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
So basically the deodorant and the antiperspirant. While I was reading, and this is on Huffington Post and just the also health news and all that, it was saying that, antibacterial power to stop the stink, and that's what deodorant does. Antiperspirant is to deal with the sweat directly. Now, when sweat starts, it's odorless. What causes it to smell is touching my armpit.
She's touching your armpit. I'm just like, okay.
What causes it to smell is the bacteria that hits there. So now, these companies have done such great advertising to make us think that we're animals that stink and that we are disgusting, and the only way we can survive is by putting on their product. And deodorant, if you really read the chemicals on there, it is
not good for you.
Not good for the body at all. So then what the body does is it gets used to what you've put on it, that it has to counteract. So it gets used to that, and then it starts pouring sweat glands sweat starts coming out of different glands and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah. So perhaps some people sweat on their back or whatnot. So what the advice they gave, they said, if you do wear deodorant, which they don't really recommend, but if you do wear deodorant, switch up the brand every 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Because every 6 months is when the body will start to get that. You want to know another marketing scheme?
What's that?
Women and men, there's no such thing as different deodorants for the female or the male. It's the same sweat. Everything's the same. So it's just like when they say man,
for men or
for women. No, that's all marketing so that they can go and the woman will buy this and the man will buy that. There's actually unisex deodorant, but that only accounts for 10% of the market.
Dude, I gotta tell you a funny story that my boyfriend told me. My boyfriend is a contractor, has his own business, and one of the guys that works for him, he's not the brightest light bulb out there, but he is one of the most colorful, I gotta say. And this one day, they go and stop by Shoppers, and he comes out with deodorant. This is my boyfriend's coworker, and he's like, hey, man, I'm using, the secret stuff, and I know it's for girls, but it just smells better and it's cheaper too. This is for real, and he uses it and he likes it. But yeah, no, it's funny, like you were saying, how they brand things for different genders,
and it's just like I said, there's unisex, and you can buy that, and a woman can use a man and a man. It's just the only difference is the label and the fragrance.
Okay, so should people be using deodorant?
Okay, so this is another study I did. So there's this gene called the ABCC11, and this gene determines whether people produce wet wax or dry earwax. Now, hear me out. They say if you do a test, people with dry earwax lack a chemical in their armpits that bacteria feed on to cause underarm odor. And get this, most East Asians and almost all Koreans lack this gene. So most of those people don't need to wear deodorant. So a lot of times you think you need to wear deodorant, but a lot of times you don't. But if you do the earwax and your air's coming out like dark brown and gunk, then yes, still do that. But they say do an alternate. So go to the green deodorant, the one that has less toxins, and they highly recommend you create your own deodorant. And all you need is yellow beeswax, cocoa butter, coconut oil, thyme oil, rosemary oil, lavender oil, and castor oil.
All together?
Well,
or
obviously,
just like I was like, that must smell really interesting.
It actually, you put it together, and there's a step-by-step guide which we'll put on our website, or
Sweet.
And you see that. So that's what they highly recommend if you are going to wear deodorant. And honestly, what you put in your body, so just be healthier, because then the bacteria will just,
Yeah, and it's actually funny too because you're sweating because your body needs to excrete all the toxins, but you're putting more toxins on yourself.
And you're blocking the pores.
Help the smell, which is the toxins. So that all kind of leads into the nutrients you put in your body, the kind of food you're eating, and just Western society is all I kind of want to talk about. It's kind of funny because, well, it's not funny, but it's disgusting. What's disgusting is the kind of food we're putting into our bodies on farms, in the way that they put pesticides, anti-fungi, anti-everything. It's gross because even if you're on a vegetarian diet, you are having toxic food. Mm-hmm. So we're all eating toxic food. Can I say something
for a second? The seeds that they use, because you remember everything comes from the seed, and who moderates the seeds? The FDA.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, is the FDA really a reliable source?
No.
Thank you.
And
continue,
also, you go to Superstore, Safeway, Save on Foods, or even Urban Fare. Mm-hmm. That food takes about 2,000 to 5,000 miles to travel. So how old is your actual food? It's about at least 5 days old. Now, how much nutrition are you getting from that food? You're actually only getting 40%.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just crazy to think like that, right? Mm-hmm. That this is the kind of food. And, you go into a store like Urban Fare, and you expect it to be fresh produce, or it's supposed to be really good for you. It's, like I said, you only get 40% of the nutrients because the food is old, and it's sprayed with pesticides and other things.
Other
toxins and whatnot. But also the soil that they use to grow these plants, it's really bad. Well, not bad, but the fertilizer is made out of mainly 3 minerals: nitrogen, or phosphorus, and potassium, which is great, but soil needs 52 different types of minerals. So a majority is just made out of that. So what you get is you have your seeds, which are already not organic,
of course,
growing in soil that doesn't have enough nutrients. And so when that happens, the plants become weak, and so they start getting attacked by bugs and fungus and all this stuff. And then farmers run to chemists to have their food protected. But after that, your food's basically toxic for you.
At the end of the day, I tell people, go to the farmer's market. Go, if you know friends or that own a small little farm that don't have to mass produce, go there. Because at the end of the day, yes, you end up spending a couple of bucks, but you will be eating something that's healthier. And that leads into what I was going to say about WHO.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know
No, we can talk about the WHO. I have other things I want to talk about.
Breaking news.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I'm sorry. Okay, the reason it's breaking news to most people, but really, you guys did not know this news? WHO said processed meats do cause cancer, i.e. bacon, sausage, and ham. So, did people not know that processed food was
bad for you?
Thank you. So, it took the World Health Organization now to say this is bad for you. And basically, they're saying there's a report that 50 grams of processed meat a day increases the chance of developing colorectal cancer, which is bowel cancer. And
so like prostate cancer and stuff like that.
So I'll say that. And they're saying that red meat is probably carcinogenic, but there is limited evidence. So my thing is, there's limited evidence, but they're also saying that meat does have its good entities that it does provide to the body, which is true, but it's all about moderation, people.
No, also you can get all the protein from nuts and vitamins and vegetables, where you should be getting everything you think you're getting out of meat, and everyone's like, oh, proteins and stuff. But unless you're eating that meat raw, even if you lightly steam your veggies, you kill enzymes. So
yeah, they
imagine
say
how much
your veggie should be crunchy still when you're eating it.
Yeah. And imagine how much energy it takes for you to cook that steak. And then when you're eating it, are you even getting all the nutrients from it? You get a very little amount.
That's what they were saying also. If you cook it in a barbecue, that can create carcinogenic chemicals. And they now have processed meats as the same category as plutonium and alcohol. But obviously, they're not in the same level or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But they're not equally dangerous. But moderation. It's just so sad because in third world countries, like especially Sierra Leone, where I come from, like if you went to an African there, they'd be like, hey, my chicken does not give me any kind of disease or nothing like that. It's because we have anorexic chickens. Like they're not stuffed with all these chemicals, and that's just the greatest scare I have. So I just try to eat in moderations. And when you're not eating your 3 main courses, have the peanuts that are organic. I can't stress out organic. And be careful because a lot of people advertise organic and a lot of it isn't 100% organic.
No, of course not. You have these organic farms next to farms that are not organic. And with air and wind, it blows all those pesticides that they're spraying onto that other farm that's supposed to be 100% organic. And maybe they're not getting as many chemicals sprayed on them, but they're still getting some.
And it's just like I said, it's all marketing because someone might say we are organic. You know why? Because we took this 1 out of 40 chemicals that's bad. So then that makes us organic, which is true. Like just like the whole deodorant factor I was saying earlier, like they're saying here when an antiperspirant, like it doesn't actually stop sweat process, the FDA only requires that the brand cut back on sweat by 20% to boast all day protection. So anyone can boast completely organic, but all they did was take a certain percentage out.
And it's qualified as organic. So something I wanted to say, because you were saying how it took the WHO a very long time to say that. It's probably because intensive animal farming, it's one of those companies that makes the most money. And you could solve world hunger if everyone went vegan. And you could help with global warming if everyone went vegan.
And when you say everyone, can we just say westernized developed countries?
No, yes, but I'm saying no, but you can help the world, like help end world hunger. Also, if you eat one burger, you know how much energy it makes to make that one burger? That cow has to have gallons and gallons and gallons of water a day and eat all this food and
not
stuff.
even food,
so,
chemicals.
So they eat these grains, and instead of making wheat to give to people, you make wheat to make meat. And you don't even need that much meat in your actual diet. For me personally...
But they don't even really give them that, like... sorry, I'm just disgusted.
No, I know. See, this is why I'm, like, kind of disgusted, too. And that's why I said disgusted earlier. But for me, I am a fat ass, and I love food. I love really good food. My vices in life are food and men. Okay, in that order. I know we posted that quote because I was like, Dolly, you are speaking to me. And, I'm trying really hard to be a lot more healthier. We just, trying to just eat more veggies and because that's what's good for you.
Yes.
But yeah, I highly suggest you try watching. It's on Netflix. It's called Cowspiracy.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it yet, I highly suggest it. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the producers, but it's kind of funny. Well, he's a huge advocate for, global warming and planet Earth. But it's really scary because in this document, the guy says that one of his major investors to make this documentary has pulled out because, you're basically fucking around with the government when you're saying like, stop eating meat, and that's one of their number one ways to create income.
And huge companies. You know what's so funny? You know that Wendy's commercial, I'm never frozen, always fresh, whatever they use for their beef?
Yeah.
It's because that's the name of the company.
Just like 100% beef by McDonald's?
McDonald's. It's the name of the company. Yeah. There's so many documentaries you guys can watch out on Netflix. If you go into Netflix and just type in, there's one called Food Inc.
So another documentary you should check out on Netflix is called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dying. Or Nearly Dead, sorry. He's dying, basically. It's about this guy who's about 100 pounds overweight, and he has chronic hives. That's the best way for me to describe it. So it's like if anyone shakes his hand, it feels like 1,000 mosquitoes are like biting. Like, he has the hugest mosquito bite ever. Basically, that's how he described it. But he goes and does this juice detox for 60 days because he believes that the human body, well, he doesn't believe this, but Hippocrates said that, or he believed that the human body had self-healing properties, which science and everything we learned about, we learn about white blood cells, we learn about how the human body can take care of itself. So he decided to go on this juice cleanse. So for 60 days, all he had was green juice, and he basically lost the weight, and he was a healthy man. Because he's a businessman, he said that he was able to focus, and people who worked for him also were on this documentary in there. Like, even his thoughts and his ideas are a lot more on point. Like, he's thinking clearer now. Yeah, now he doesn't have that disease.
That's
that
amazing.
issue disease. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's another thing you should check out if you're interested in watching health documentaries on Netflix.
Wow, that's amazing that he lost so
Yeah,
much weight.
he actually
That's
met
really
someone,
good.
and he did a tour of the States, and he goes on and talks to people, and he's like, oh, this is what I'm doing, and these people are like, no, it's okay. And it's funny because he interviews this one guy who owns a gun shop, like, down in the South with his family eating McDonald's and stuff, and he tells them how bad it is for them. Yeah. And they're just like, I'm gonna die. Yeah,
that's most people's view on life. Like, sorry, not most people. People that don't care for their health, they're just like, I'm going to die anyway. I might as well die this way. And I'm like, okay, so then you've just set your death timeline, your own. You chose to put that in writing and calculate it.
I got to confess something to you. Sometimes when I'm bored, but when I'm sad, I watch sketches of Parks and Rec. And Ron Swanson on there, one of the things he said, he was talking about food and how much he loves food, but he's like, I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said, I love America because if you choose to eat this food and die of a heart attack at 40, you can do it. And that's what he said, and it was just... I'm obviously, like I said, I'm paraphrasing, but it was just so much more funnier. So if you can find that on YouTube, check it out. But
that's hilarious.
I love his character.
Well, speaking of bad stuff, let's go to the women. Okay, women, y'all, we do a lot of the cleaning, right?
Oh, that's so terrible. Women, no.
Yeah. So with that, a lot of these dangerous, hazardous chemicals are just found in our day-to-day cleaning products. The 3 essential categories which most of hazardous ingredients in household cleaning products fall are carcinogens. They cause cancer and promote cancer growth. Endocrine disruptors. They mimic human hormones, confusing the body with false signals. So exposure can lead to numerous health concerns, i.e. reproductive development, growth, and behavior problems. It's also linked to reduced fertility, premature puberty, miscarriage, menstrual problems, challenged immune systems, abnormal prostate size, ADHD, and non-Hodgkin's.
That's actually really scary because you were talking about women, and a lot of this is to women, like miscarriages and reproductive stuff. Yeah, no, that's actually really terrifying. It's like the government doesn't want our population to grow, so they're approving all this.
There is a lot of people in this world, but...
No, I'm just saying, though, like... that's crazy.
The third one is the neurotoxins, and what they do is they alter neurons, affecting brain activity, causing a range of problems from headaches to loss of intellect.
So when you say loss of intellect, like you lose brain cells or you have memory loss, or...
So loss of intellect in the sense of the fact that, so you slowly, your brain just starts working at a slower pace, so memory will start happening, like you'll start...
Fading?
Yeah, fading away, and it's just day-to-day things, your motor skills, everything just starts to slow down. It basically like alters all the neurons. When you think about it, from the day you're born, you've already had that in you, because when your mom is breathing in these chemicals,
yes,
it passes to baby. So when baby is born, baby already has some chemicals and danger in them. And then if baby is growing around chemicals that are around the house, the fumes, the air, it travels. Like we think just because, yes, these advertising companies, once again, have done great job because they spend millions and billions of dollars on marketing, and it's like, yeah, you want a clean house, so use our chemicals, and people aren't realizing there's alternatives. How do you think we lived back in the 1800s and even the 1920s and 30s? Things still got clean. I don't think it was dirty and whatnot. And
when she says the 1800s, though, like, they didn't live for very long.
I know they didn't live for very long, but I'm talking about clean-wise. I'm talking about what they used to clean, and it's just like you can still use old, like, home remedies, and also they highly recommend you use eco-friendly products, green products, and nothing with no harsh chemicals. Yes, it is expensive, but would you not put more money into you living longer?
Yeah, it's not that expensive, though. Like, for me, for example, I've already told Sia this, but I moved out for the first time ever, and I was big girl shopping, and I went to Target, which is now closed, so everything was on sale at the time, and I bought an $80 mop. That was on sale. I paid $80. It was on sale. And it is a steam mop, and so it cleans everything without having to use chemicals. So basically you put water in, it heats up the water, and then it steams out, and it just kills all the bacteria. So yeah, that's what I was really excited to buy it. It was one of my very exciting big girl things to get because I like walking barefoot around my house. Also, when you were talking...
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That really is, when you think about it, it's just like you're just using steam compared
$80,
to all these...
You pay $80 up front, and then you just need hot water. Like, all you need is water. To
compared to now, read the chemicals that are in these cleaners that you're using. Yes, they're easy. And that's another thing. We are just fine. These things are making our lives easier and killing us.
Yeah.
And we would much rather... have something be easier. So take the 2 seconds. Yes, it's going to be longer grocery shopping, but take that 2 seconds to read that ingredient that's in there. Avoid anything you cannot pronounce. No, that's actually my advice to anyone, because some of these things I cannot pronounce, and sometimes when I read like orange juice, I want to see just oranges as an ingredient.
Water.
And yes, and I don't want to see hydrosucculent, and I'm like, I can't even pronounce
blah, sucrose. Natural coloring.
I have a quiz for you.
Okay, wait. Before you give me this quiz.
Yes.
One other thing that you can use to disinfect your house is lemon juice.
Ooh, yes!
Yeah, do it yourself. Just buy a handheld water sprayer thing.
At the dollar store.
Yep. And honestly, you can use vinegar as well. Actually, this is what my grandma uses at home. We use lemon juice and vinegar. Well, mainly for the pots, but because the vinegar is corrosive just like lemon juice, and it helps get rid of
compared to bleach, which is
stuff.
bad.
Yeah, so if you have dirty pots or just really dirty things at home, use vinegar and lemon juice. And it doesn't have to be like white vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar, just a type of vinegar, except for balsamic because that's really sugary. But well, I'm just saying that's another alternative if you want to do it yourself and have that kind of household product, which I think is a lot better.
It really is. Oh, I went grocery shopping today, so I'm all green now. I'm really trying to do this green thing. I would much rather put extra money and save myself. Okay, true or false? I know you and I were talking about this, and this is another example of how marketing and social media can give you the wrong information.
Oh, yeah.
True or false? The mark at the bottom of the toothpaste means the amount of chemicals in it.
What?
So every toothpaste has a mark.
Okay.
So now, do you think, is it true that it means the amount of chemicals in it? So like blue means a lot of chemicals.
Oh, like the color at the bottom of the thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I never thought about that. I'm going to just say false.
Ding, 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 ding.
Woo!
So I, with my whole heart, believed it, because it's a huge thing that's been going around that says blue is more chemicals.
Oh no!
Red
I just
and
thought
black
it was
bad.
like
Stay
I
away
thought it
from
was just like an alternate thing when they cut the plastic in the the things that it's just extra thing, because I feel like these tubes get pushed out and then they're heated up and shaped and then they're just cut where they're cut. But I thought that it was all the colors squeezed together at the bottom.
No. It's just a watermark.
Okay,
so it's
sweet.
just literally just the watermark telling the machine where to cut and crimp the tube, and that's it. Okay. And they're saying just buy toothpaste that is green. And the toothpaste that I bought today, and I'll advertise for free. Hold on.
All right. She's gone to go get her toothpaste.
Is Tom's. So it's Tom's. It's fluoride free. I'm holding it like people can see
on like
this.
a commercial. It's Tom's. It's fluoride free. And she's holding it with her index finger, her middle finger, and her thumb. Like while she's talking, and then resting it on her pinky and her ring finger. Like,
anyways, shut up. But it's fluoride free and natural. And honestly,
what are the ingredients? Tell me what the ingredients
here are calcium carbonate, glycerin, aqua, aroma, sodium lauryl sulfate, zinc citrate, and chondrus crispus, which is a carrageenan, and then extract. So
that still doesn't.
I know it's not like at the end of the day, it's better than my old toothpaste, which I can actually go and get and read to you what the stuff is that's in there.
No, it's okay.
No,
it's okay. If this was supposed to be green, then.
But that's what this is. It's just like,
I just want to talk about something that you can do for your oral health, which is also really organic. It's called oil pulling. Have you heard of that?
Oil pulling, no.
So what you do in the morning is you take a teaspoon of olive oil. Well, not olive. Well, you can do olive oil. That's gross, though. Do coconut oil or sesame oil. And then you kind of rinse it through your mouth. Don't swallow it. Please don't swallow it. But basically, first thing you do in the morning before you brush your teeth or anything, I know it sounds gross, just take a teaspoon of this, put it in your mouth, swirl it around your mouth, and then spit it out after about 10 minutes. And what it does is it extracts all the toxins from your body through your mouth. And then you spit it out, you spit out the toxins, and then you can go and brush your teeth after. But it helps with hangovers. It helps with your oral hygiene.
Hangovers?
Yeah, because like I said, it pulls out toxins.
Oh, okay.
From your mouth. So,
well, if you're listening to us and you have any recommendations for toothpaste, I'm trying the Toms. I'll let you guys know how that is in about a month or so, because I'm the only one that uses it. But if you have any recommendation, anything green, please leave a comment on our YouTube at Wow Wednesdays. Or drop us an email at wowwednesdays@gmail.com.
It's actually Words of Wisdom Wednesdays
at
gmail.com. She's thinking about our Instagram and our Twitter. You can DM us at Wow Wednesdays on Instagram and Twitter. Wow with a 0.
Yes, and Michelle and I think it would be fun for us to try little things and then keep people posted.
Yeah, for sure. We can make that deodorant that you said you want to do. Yes. We can, you know what? Let's both try the oil pulling for a month then. Just take coconut oil, swirl it in your mouth. I know it sounds disgusting, but it actually works.
I have to melt the coconut oil?
No. You can just take it, like cold press organic. You need organic coconut oil.
I have coconut oil.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And then you just take a teaspoon of it and put it in your mouth and swirl it around your mouth for 10 minutes every day for 30 days. Just try it. I'll do it too, and then we can take pictures of our beautiful teeth when we're done. But yeah, I actually have some scary stats to read you really quick.
Ooh. Ew.
Everyone knows cardiovascular disease is pretty serious, you know, like heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure. Major causes for these diseases are tobacco use, so please don't be smoking out there. Physical inactivities, so being a lazy fuck, watching Netflix all day and sitting and doing nothing. Unhealthy diet, and harmful use of alcohol. So that sounds like me, because other than the smoking, I don't smoke, but I can be a lazy fuck sometimes. And like I said, food is one of my major vices, so I don't eat as many greens as I should.
No, I appreciate that.
But, yeah, I read some stats, and it's really scary. Did you know...
Do I want to hear this?
Yes, I think people should know this.
Well, I have to hear it anyways.
Okay. So this is for the U.S.
This is for
the U.S., just the USA, United States of America. Did you know that 39,000 people die to unnecessary surgeries or hospital error a year? 39,000 people die to unnecessary surgeries or errors done by the hospital a year. 80,000 people die due to other infections in hospitals a year. This is pretty scary. Okay. Heart disease, it has about 600.
But we're not saying this happens all the time, right?
No, this is a year.
Okay.
This is per year. This is still a lot of people per year, though, right?
Of course, but we're not trying to scare anyone.
Oh, no, I'm just kind of give everyone, like, our listeners a perspective, because we are really young, and I'm just going to finish this really quick and I'll continue. Heart disease has about 652,486 deaths a year.
Dang.
That's how many victims. Cancer has 553,888 deaths a year on average. And because of modern day medicine, so drugs and whatnot, there are 225,000 deaths a year. Is that crazy? Now, going back to us saying, what you put in your body and what you feed your body, and how I said earlier, it's all diet, I feel. Mm-hmm. I feel like diet is the number one thing. You are what you eat, what you put in your body. That's what happens. And so I just urge everyone.
Off, I think this is what Michelle means, because a lot of times diet can be seen as a negative thing, but we're just speaking.
No, I mean a healthy diet.
Yes.
Like healthy. Lots of greens, very little meat.
Yes. And moderation,
mm-hmm.
people, and just eating consistently throughout the day. It takes 2 seconds to put peanuts in a Ziploc bag, fruits in a Ziploc bag, and take that with you
as your snack versus out and buying like a burger or something.
Yes, or do not skip breakfast and then have a big lunch and then have no dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing. That's not the diet we're talking about.
It actually slows down your metabolism if you do that. But yeah, the reason that I bring these stats up and the reason I brought out cardiovascular health is because the major reason is because our young society, we eat whatever we want. And, from like childhood to about your later 30s, you don't really see much of a change. You don't feel much of a change. But because we're so used to eating in that pattern, mm-hmm. we do it when we're older, and then that causes heart disease. Mm-hmm. But did you know that cardiovascular disease is one of the only diseases that can be cured, even if you have severe symptoms and whatnot? Really? So yeah, you just change your diet, and then that's good. So I'm just saying, people, change your diet. I'm trying really hard to. So try with me. She is. Yeah, so those are some scary stats for you guys. Just if you think about that, though, I know a lot of people don't want to hear it because it's slightly depressing, but it's good to just keep in mind that you can stop yourself from being a victim.
Yes.
As long as you just take care of yourself. And honestly, don't just see a doctor, see a nutritionist as well, because a lot of doctors don't study nutrition.
Yes, and those are two very different. Well, not very, very, but still. Mm-hmm. It's a different type of field.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, just take that extra time when you go grocery shopping to get your cleaning supplies, your produce, your meat, chicken, anything like that. Even if you're a vegetarian, you can't just go out there and just buy any veggies.
No, remember what we said, or what I said. It's all kind of toxic, so you got to be careful about what you have. You know what would be fun this summer or springtime? Become a green thumb. Just like try it out. Grow your own peppers. Grow your own like mint. Like
little
like herbs and stuff. You can have a little herb garden in your kitchen. Why not? And you know where it's coming from.
Try that. Why not? So, and then let us know if there's any green products out there that you want us to try, and we'll definitely keep everyone posted with images that we'll upload to show you what we're doing. Yeah, our videos. That's going to be disgusting. But I'm up for it.
I'm up for it too. Challenge accepted.
You should see my face.
Yeah, we're going to be oil pulling. It'll be great.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. Well, we hope you have a wonderful week.
Thanks for listening to Words of Wisdom. I'm Sia.
And I'm Michelle.
And we're out.